nomads. Today I'd like to talk to you about an impending tragedy that I'm referring to as the Ariyan apple crisis. If we look at this first chart, we'll see that my friend Ariyan began eating apples in December. In the first week, he ate only one apple. However, by the second week, he was already eating one apple per day. That might not sound like a lot, of course. We've all heard the adage about doctors and apples. Well, that's an alarming 700% week-over-week growth, and I think at this growth rate, we really need to start thinking about supply chain constraints. If we look at overall agricultural production in New York, we're producing about 70 million apples per week. That's a lot, of course. It's 10 million times what Ariyan's already eating, but at this growth rate, if we assume it stays constant, he will be eating this number of apples by the beginning of February of next year. That's a problem. If we even expand our scope to the world's 3.3 billion apples per week, he will be consuming this by the end of March of next year. I know what you're saying, of course. This is capitalism. We can just increase our supply to meet the demand. Well, if we pooled all of our resources and took out all of the stops and converted all matter in the known universe to apples, we would still only have 7.5 times 10 to the 53 apples. Ariyan will be consuming this weekly by the end of 2023. Now, I think at this point, we'll all agree that we see the problem, and we've developed some policy recommendations that we think might avoid this crisis. Namely, Ariyan should eat less apples.